Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Narayana Montufar. I am an astrologer, author, and artist who finds inspiration in the symbolic language of astrology. I am here to give you an energetic update for the week of February 17th to February 23rd. And this is a big week in the sky. The first thing that I want to talk about is the moon because the transiting moon is extremely important for everybody, regardless of their sign. And wherever the moon is going to bring the overall tone. And last week, I talked about the moon being in Libra on Saturday and Sunday, which puts a lot of emphasis on relationships, especially because it was also Valentine's week. Well, the moon still stays in Libra on Monday, but on Tuesday and Wednesday, the moon is going to be in Scorpio. The moon in Scorpio is super intense. And the reason why is that the moon doesn't like to be in Scorpio. In astrological theory, the moon loves to be in Taurus, which is the opposite sign of Scorpio. And even though the moon tends to like water signs, Scorpio, it's almost like too watery. And I want to share this with you because a lot of the times that people ask me what is going on is that the moon is in Scorpio. And what that means is that a lot of us are just feeling a lot. It's almost like too much. And it's super important that you know that this is happening. Tuesday and Wednesday, you might just feel like going inwards, especially after a very social Valentine's weekend full of celebrations. Tuesday and Wednesday, you might just feel like going within and being alone and giving yourself space to do what feels right, to take care of your body, to journal your feelings, and just allow yourself to feel. Especially on Wednesday, the moon is going to oppose Uranus, the planet of change and disruption, which was very active at the Leo full moon on February 12th. And so there might still be a little piece of news related to your full moon story that arrives. This is happening at around 3 p.m. Pacific time. So that is the first thing that I wanted to share because the moon in Scorpio just tends to be a little emotional, and it's important to remind ourselves of this monthly passage because it is something that happens every month. On Thursday, early in the morning, the moon enters Sagittarius. So even though the moon in Sagittarius is more optimistic and it's usually focused on growth and expansion and exploration, we're going to have a quarter moon phase on Thursday because the sun enters Pisces on Tuesday. That is actually one of the biggest news this week. The sun enters Pisces. Happy birthday if you're a Pisces. And if you're Pisces rising, this is kind of like your second birthday of the year. The sun enters Pisces on the 18th, pretty early in the morning, overnight, actually at around 2 a.m. Pacific time. And for the next 4 weeks, we are swimming in oceanic waters. We get Pisces season every year, but this year in particular is going to be felt because we already have all of these other planets in Pisces. The lunar node of destiny, Neptune, Saturn, Mercury entered Pisces on Valentine's, and now the sun. So we have 5 out of 10 astrological influences in one part of the sky. This means that you're going to have to find time to focus on the non-tangible side of life. Pisces is not necessarily an energy that helps us focus and stay productive. It is an energy of flow, creativity, mysticism, and what we want to do is rest more, dream more, create more, and just flow from one thing to the next in one direction or another. And this is going to be pretty felt for many weeks, actually, for many weeks, because a lot of these planets that are in Pisces are going to stay in Pisces. Mercury isn't. Mercury is going to stay in Pisces for the next 3 weeks, but the sun stays in Pisces for the next 4 weeks. So I honestly think that if you haven't taken a vacation or if you need a break, or if you've been waiting for the right time astrologically, the next 4 weeks are ideal for that. Are ideal to go to the beach, to be on a retreat, or maybe just take a long weekend. Because when there's so much energy of Pisces, we just want to hang out, we just want to float. And I've done this a lot in my work when there are a lot of Pisces activations, not this year, but normally I go to the beach, and it is a fantastic time to just flow, rest, dream, and meditate, focus on rituals, on magic. It is the perfect time for that. And because the sun will be in Pisces by Thursday, that the moon enters Sagittarius, we have the last quarter moon phase. Remember, we had a full moon in Leo, which was loud last week. Now, the moon, if you go out, you're going to see half of the moon only illuminated. And what this means is that we're releasing um, ways of being, ways of thinking, we're letting go, and we're focusing on that, on surrendering. That is the vibe of this week. But the last and probably the most important thing that I want to talk about this week is something that everybody, regardless of their zodiac sign, is going to enjoy. Sunday is a big day. February 23rd at 6 p.m. Pacific time, Mars goes direct. This is music for your ears. Mars is the planet of drive, assertion, masculine energy. Mars helps you get what you want. It is what gets you out of bed. It is what helps you chase your goals. It helps you set boundaries. And Mars has been retrograde since December 6th. It went retrograde first in Leo. It opposed Pluto. It meant really intense manifestations of fire energy and then of water energy when it entered Cancer in early December. And every single one of us has felt it. If you've been feeling tired or maybe even borderline depressed or just kind of waiting for certain things to move forward. Um, Maybe you haven't even known what you want, what you desire, or maybe you've been wondering if a certain relationship is worth continuing. I mean, Mars has a big job. The retrograde of Mercury is the most watched, analyzed, but the retrograde of Mars is what truly matters. I'm not saying the retrogrades of Mercury don't matter, but the retrogrades of Mars are super potent and they only happen every 2 years. So we're not that used to them. The truth is we're not so used to the retrogrades of Mars. And if you look back, it's been an intense time since December 6th and even a little before that. Well, guess what? Mars goes direct in Cancer this Sunday after a long retrograde. This is fantastic news for the cardinal signs in particular. Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And for everybody, we're slowly going to start getting our mojo back, right? In the long run. But just so you know, when Mars is shifting, like either going retrograde or ending its retrograde, it's super charged. So this whole week, Mars is going to be stationing. That's what astrologers call that. So it's going to be super charged because like it's about to switch gears. So it is a week to keep an eye on your temper a little bit. Work with water energy, like I was saying last week and this week, because Mars is in Cancer. It's a sign that doesn't like. Mars does not like being in Cancer. So it is already kind of upset. And Mars is a trigger. It's the planet of masculine energy. It rules everything that's really intense. So it's really important to keep an eye on your temper just in case that something is feeling triggering. Um, because Mars in Cancer can be a little passive aggressive. And luckily, once Mars begins moving forward next week, then we're kind of completely out of the woods. And slowly but surely, you're going to feel your mojo coming back. You're going to feel more active. You're not going to need that much more sleep. You are probably going to start getting a better idea on what is it that you want to chase in the first place. Mars depicts our goals, our desires, our ability to chase what we need or who we like even. Mars is the planet of sex drive as well. So if you've been feeling like things have been kind of boring in the bedroom or in that department, or that attraction has been ghosting you, things are going to start moving forward, and then we don't experience another Mars retrograde for another 2 years. So this is music to your ears. But this week, just keep an eye on how you are expressing anger or expressing anything that triggers you, because we're still going to feel this intensity, especially as we head to Sunday. Luckily, as I was saying, we are in Pisces season starting on Tuesday, so the ability to forget, forgive, and have compassion for yourself as well as others will be available to you. Thank you for being here. I will be back here next week with your astrology forecast for the last days of February. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.